focus. So all of these requires a lot of work with the data, with the code. And also, as I have experience in programming, I started using AI for programming first 2 years ago, even like when everyone was using ChatGPT. So gradually there appeared different models, different projects like Gemini, Grok, Claude. So among them, Claude is currently considered, this is the consensus, that as it is the best in coding and writing texts. And those texts will be felt like human texts. If you compare to ChatGPT, you can easily see that it is robotic and generic. Even though you can do some tweaks here and there, but still it will feel robotic. And Claude is pushing like all of their efforts towards making the texts like both in code-wise, where they follow the syntax rules of good code, and the rules for good writing. So they provide the best coding experience. Next, the coding absolutely changed already. So right now, all the programmers in the world, like more than half of the code is written by AI. You can, it is hard to find people who are orthodox and still write the code by themselves. So this is the future that already happened. And also, there is a second track for the researchers. Researchers' workflow also changed because of the LLM. They start using it to read, comprehend large bodies of texts, keep the big context in a single chat. But it also brings the problems with the context size of that chat, because it is much bigger than human brain's context that you can like keep precise numbers, facts. You can forget some things, but when you forget, you say, I don't know. But LLMs cannot, like, it is harder for them to say, I don't know. So they start hallucinating. And also, the hallucination-wise, Claude Code is also one of the best. They restrict their context to the like certain sizes. So in single chat, they always go through all the messages and so on. So yeah, maybe I should stop advertising them, but they are actually the company that is going to be about 1 trillion pre-IPO, and like even SpaceX having their rockets and everything, they are like a little bit more than 1 trillion. So, and also they have deals where SpaceX provides them their supercomputer clusters for the Claude's compute. So because the demand for their services is really big. So if you are not using Claude, then you are behind. Like whether you are programming, whether you are doing research. So I encourage you to quickly learn everything about that is possible. Next, here I have opened the terminal in the MacBook. There are actually, so we have two types of interaction with the LLMs. First one is a general, like standard chat, where you open ChatGPTs in the browser and work there. If you need, you upload your files and it will keep them. The second level is installation of the LLM application, like its proxy. So it will get access to some commands on your computer to read files on his own demand. He can, like, right now, I am in the folder.
We have like this interface, yes?
Yes, yes. This is the web interface.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, Claude Code is installable, and there are two types. For Mac, you have a bit more beautiful interface, but for Windows, you have only this interface. For now, maybe later they will add, but it doesn't matter. Both of them are actually very great, and they give great experience of working with it. All you need to do actually is to go to a certain folder of your project. I believe you all have some folders with the research projects that you are doing. Yeah, let me show my current directory of my projects. So I have coding projects and research projects. So one of them is like my main project is dissertation. And here I will show what is there. So I have these ClodeMD files and a lot of different folders. Generally, sorry if I'm jumping a bit fast, but this is about the organization of your folder. So here I assume that you already downloaded and installed. And also, maybe it will be like something you will need to consider, but you cannot use free version of Claude to do power things. So the minimum subscription starts at $20 per month. So just for testing, I encourage you to just try it, get the subscription, and you should return on your investments like at least 3 times or much more, because how much time it saves you. So again, here is my folder structure, dissertation. I have my dissertation topic is public procurements. I have big data on public procurements from goszakup.gov.kz, and I am doing analysis, like quantitative analysis of that data. And inside that, like because it is a rather big data set, I can run a few different research papers. For example, like one of the papers that we are working jointly with my supervisor and external supervisor is where we are doing clustering of the behavior of the suppliers, how they do that. And for that, I have created this Scopus paper folder. Yeah, here I have organized it in a way that is more convenient for AI to read and update that structure. Here you can see this is generally reminds you the typical structure of a paper. We have introduction, literature review, theoretical framework, and also they are numbered like 01, 02. So what is the goal here? I have one file called paper QMD. Yeah, for it to be a bit more convenient. Sorry. And yeah, because when you are using the terminal interface, sometimes it is not enough, or it is not that convenient. So you need at least some graphic user interface for working with the code. Like it can be VS Code, or anything similar. Sublime Text. Here I'm using the anti-gravity, which is actually the product of Google, they use with Gemini. So this one is actually already includes the Gemini AI. So it can actually like process everything there, read your files as well, and so on. But still, the quality of reading and comprehending all of it in Claude's models is much higher. Therefore, I'm like very rarely use Gemini's models. Only when I need very large context or connection to the Google. For example, Google, you may assume that it is nicely connected to Google Scholar, so you can easily search through the papers with Gemini. But still, Google, because of their large context, they are more vulnerable for hallucinations. So therefore, you cannot fully trust it. you will need to double check on different AIs. Like currently, when I do the literature review, now I briefly will describe so far my best practices, how I do. First, I get the data, like wherever you can get your data, whether it is some open source data, you will need to download your Excel spreadsheets or CSV files, or any DTA, like startup data formats, whatever. Then you should pick the language, analysis language, like in which you are more comfortable, because at least you should know some syntaxes of that language, whether it is R or I don't know, Stata, whatever. You should pick the one that you are most comfortable, because you still need to critically analyze the scripts that are generated and the outputs. So in my case, I started learning R, so I'm more comfortable with R. What I do, after I download the data, I organize the data structure. In every project, there should be, like in the root, there will be a folder data. There you put your data, like whether it is raw or processed. You decide on your sorting of your data folder. And then, in your, there will be some format of the data. In my case, it is Parquet, it is from R. What is next step usually? I will jump back to Claude. So here, now you install the Claude. After you install it, you will need to go in the terminal to the folder of that project and run the command called Claude. You name it, and it initializes in that folder. And so here I can say, like, briefly tell me about this project. So I usually do this generic question to understand whether we are on the same page, like how much he understands. Maybe he doesn't understand something, maybe he lacks something. And his key file actually is Claude MD. AIs love working, like currently there is a consensus of the format for AI in how it works. So this MD format actually is very super easy to read for humans and especially for AI, because it doesn't have like formatting like in Word or PDF, but this can turn into very nice PDFs and docx files. And here, this signs like this means that this is the heading of the file, and it will be in a big font. This is the second level heading, like smaller heading. And then there is like this block. This means this is the caption of the code, example of the code, and so on. Here we have general instructions for the AI for it to quickly get into the context without reading all your files. Because there is this file, it can quickly get into the topic. And here, as you see, he is describing, like, this is a PhD dissertation project analyzing behavior. Like we have 4 questions described, key analysis that are done. All of this is from abstract of my dissertation. And also, right now I see that he doesn't see the subfolder Scopus paper. So, what do you vote? Here I'm synchronizing. So Yeah, as you see, right now he is spending tokens to read some files and to get into the context. So here I can decide I will focus only on this sub research inside this giant research. So here he gave me brief current state of that research, like all the latest decisions, what was done and what our data says and so on. So the next step after you get here, I hope you will successfully get here, is to run the descriptive statistics of your data. Because you need to do the sanity check. This is, again, we always are suspicious that AI is hallucinating. So in order to, like, what we can quickly check visually, right? We can visually check if there is something odd in the descriptive, like statistics, like if the, what we can ask him to generate the descriptive stats graphs, like distributions, histograms, tables. So as he gets those using your code, in my case it is R, he will generate me all the visualizations. Yeah, here I will not stop for long. I have another folder which is called output, and there I have two folders, figures and tables. So in the tables, yeah, here these are hard numbers, digits. Whenever we write like some texts, yeah, AI will be generating its own structure that I previously described. Here, so here is the Scopus paper. Again, as I said, here I have introduction, literature review, and so on, data sample. So here he will be doing some references to some numbers, like how many, what is the size of the data set, and so on. So for that to be, for you to be confident that it is not coming up with some random numbers, you should have that folder with the results of your queries, like what is the total number, like 639,000. And next time he is instructed to refer to that when writing the descriptive part somewhere here, like and again he generates the like first draft. You go through the text, and if you find something odd, something strange, you can quickly check with that folder of the tables. Like you open this table, you see this number, and you compare whether the number is the same or not. Then next level, after you confirm like all the numbers are okay, like basic descriptive numbers are okay, next level are our figures that we generate. Figures, these are visual, right? And we can easily confirm and quickly confirm whether they make sense or they do not make sense. For example, yeah. So here I've run the survival analysis, but I wanted to show you one a bit different one. Yeah, for example, here is the survival analysis, and intuitively and in the text, I understand that in the survival analysis, IPs, individual proprietors, are more vulnerable. So they actually die earlier. And I have learned that when you read the survival analysis, actually it should go that the blue line should be lower, but the red is higher. And here I found that this is the problem. And I asked, like, actually, you in the text have written that these guys live shorter. And also we confirmed that in the table that they actually live shorter. Please double check the code, or like in the chain where we have a mistake. We have data, we have summaries, we have scripts for the analysis, and we have in the, like, this was generated not by Claude, but by our script. So in that, I can also be confident. Like our script cannot hallucinate, but the Claude that was generating that R script might made a mistake. And it happened actually that after I was switching some labelings, he misplaced them. And that's why the blue line is higher. So it should be fixed. And here I visually confirm its work. Like it is. So cognitively, this part is easily checkable. We can confirm it, or we can again go through the tables, and we can keep the quality of the results in this way. So far, this is one of those ways how I can, yeah. But here I didn't touch this one because this part is from the dissertation and it is far behind. I will need to do a lot of updates. Also, one of the things, this one is the hardest, and actually it was a bit. So, problem here was I decided to divide the suppliers by behavior into 5 groups, and I wanted to make it somehow visually readable. The table was a bit messy, like you have there 6 columns and so many digits and so on. So, and yeah, I had some discussions with the AI, like which ways of visualization for this kind of data would be better. Like, should I divide it into a few separate tables, or
which prompt is diagram?
Here, so here we go step by step. It was done not by the prompt, but by the script, right? As I said. So that script is somewhere in our code folder. Yeah, I have code. There I have code particularly for Scopus paper, and it also goes step by step. All the scripts are done in a way that it is more or less short. So you can rerun it. Like if you find some problem at the end, you can start again, or you can say, like, run all the scripts one by one, check that there are no errors in the output. He does it like without saying, so it is okay. And if there is a problem, actually, this is one of the strong parts of the Claude. It's agentic behavior. You can instruct it in the Claude MD file that if there is a problem, try to solve it. And actually, it is already in the system problem, so you don't need even to write it. You just give him a task. I want to rerun it because I found the problem here. And because it was structured this way, and also I was able to like frequently check these scripts, how it updates. It does a lot of updates to those scripts. I can go and decide to that problem. So here, this cluster was created by this script. And here, as I said already, that more or less I comprehend these syntaxes. I can interpret what happens. So here it goes with the first setup, like default scripts, it connects, starts, then it goes to the models. We have our cluster profiles K5 in this CSV file, which is actually here. No, not this one. This one will stability. Well, cluster profiles. Yeah, find the tables, models. Well, so here is this table of the suppliers divided to 5 groups by their behaviors and like all the detail. So this one is a bit like fact table, right? So, and also I have a script that generated this file. It generated from like processing the source data that I already described. So this way I can again visually confirm, like I see these numbers and it is impossible for the script to generate something random because there is this clear script that writes it. So again, I am confident like in that CSV file. Now I will need to check whether there are some hallucinations. So usually the space for hallucinations gets smaller. Like there may be some problems with the labelings, miscoloring, and just go through those labels, go through the code. Yeah, and in the end, here we have a log that it says it's saved into the figure cluster. And it can run by itself because it has access to my terminal, or I can manually go in the terminal to that script and run it. So this one is a simple terminal. This one is a Claude terminal. Again, so here I run our scripts with this command. In your case, like in Windows, it might be different. You will need to refer to the R in the root, like /c Windows, and somewhere you find the R. Same goes with the stata. You also should be able to call stata from the terminal, because terminal is the basics of all the operating systems. They should work from terminal. So next I go to the code. And it was, as I said, 0. Which one is it? 02 cluster figures. Yeah, and here I run this script, and it generates again this image. So if yeah, figure like was again generated, and if needed, I can do every steps manually to confirm that everything works fine. If I trust, like I see it doesn't make mistakes, then I just tell him regenerate the. So okay, I will show one example. Like so, same things can be executed here. Rerun generate of cluster radar with, yeah, let's say I wanted to change the colors. Let's change one of the groups. So like these pink mobile discounters, I want to make them, for example, red. Yeah. Changing color. Well, on this, not this one. Yeah, for me to be more confident that he doesn't run some random script, 02 cluster figures are. I hope it works. No problem. Actually, yeah, next problem that arises after you start using it, it burns tokens like on your usage. So you will need to learn how to save those tokens. There are some different tricks. So one of those, here, as you see, he suggests the update to the script from this color to this color. Yeah, in RGB, this is quite red. And here, as I have high level of control, I say yes or no. I put yes, and it updates, and also you can see how he burns those tokens. So what are the typical steps when it burns tokens? When it reads big files, especially in formats like PDF or docx, these formats of files burn more. The TXT, like raw files, like MD files, they are much lighter. Also, if the file is big, it is also a problem. That's why I try to cut down the files to the smaller parts. So it goes through the names of the files and reads only those files that are in the current task. And then, as I again said, Claude works in a way that it, let's see. Oh, you see, it is already read. So it works, at least. And yeah, so reading files, reading big files, reading files in different formats. So first of all, you should learn, and to work with MD files. And also, when you build your PDF or docx, it is better to write it in MD format. Later, you can combine and generate PDF or docx actually of good quality. So here, as I said already before, about that QMD file, rebuild here I have so here is my docx, like working paper. It is built absolutely from those MD files, abstract, introduction, everything is there. So my workflow is built in a way that if I need to make some changes, I better go to that MD files and make them. Or I can like put some, I don't know, feedback there and say, let's update this part so it works on its own and makes the text smooth. So in order to confirm that it is there. So here we have this figure, it is pink, right? Yeah. So let's close it and let's say, rebuild the docx. I hope it understands and rebuilds. For that, it runs the command quarto. Yeah, the tool is called Quarto. I didn't know about it. It taught me about it. So it is okay. It will show you a lot of different tools, but you will need anyway to read a bit something about those tools. So you know their like drawbacks if there is. Here it is. As you see, it ran it and he says done. Yeah, it was rebuilt. And here is the command that he ran. So I can go to that folder and actually copy and paste this command and it will rebuild without wasting tokens. So let's see whether it changed. Yeah, here. So it changed. And in same way, you control all the MD files. And if you get like some suspicious that there is some problem, you say, I feel like I want to rename all the clusters and let's rename it everywhere, in every script, in every MD file. and it goes like maybe it will spend 5 minutes, but it will do all the updates needed. Yeah, actually, this is one of the things that I was doing 2 days ago before the seminar. Yeah, Sergio. So it was quite helpful, and also I can quickly build presentations for the. Yeah, out of that, I again, like as I said, it is easy to generate PDF files from that, and I can focus only on the visuals, and in that way, I generate the PDF. Yeah, you will need to frequently reorganize your folders because based on your tasks, it doesn't read everything every time. So sometimes it can put your new files or new things in some illogical places. So like docs, it happened. But as I still remember that it is there, I can work with that. So it was somewhere here. It was one of the PDFs. That. Yeah. So here I have again created the QMD file, like not me, but Claude. So I cut everything extra and left only the main things and focused on the visuals. Yeah, compacted tables and everything is there, so I can show it on the presentation. And if something changes, I update again the roots, and like they refer to the same visuals. If I regenerate this PDF, everything will be updated. So you have one single source. Everything is there. You can generate either your PDF or your docx working file, and so on. Yeah, I think that's it. This so far. So if any questions, please. Yeah, then that's it. So I hope that you will try to do that on your own. Spend your sorry, I forgot to tell about the saving. Saving the tokens. Maybe I'm overloading a bit, but there are so many new videos, new articles about those things every day. And even also the developers of those tools, they put like short YouTube videos, like for 3 minutes, for 1 minute. What is new today? Like we updated agentic behavior. Now it tries to execute your the code that you want to execute, but if it fails, it automatically tries to fix it, and it is really stubborn. It will go all the ways until it fixes and it works. The like I don't know, chances of again making it worse is about 2% maybe, but it is already proved that mathematically all the LLMs are vulnerable to hallucinations. That's why we will be needed a long time, I think. So one tool is new sessions, new and short sessions, short MD files, and MCP MCP tools that you can connect to that Claude, or if you choose another one, and it can optimize some operations. So for reading files, it uses like one script, one tool, and it needs to like get all the files. But if you connect some different MCP that is developed to optimizing the reading for the LLM, so it is converted in the better format, it decreases the token spend on reading like 5 times. So this is one of the ways, and so on. And there will be always some new tools. So please keep your hands on the latest news regarding those developments.
Yeah, since we're talking about Claude, beyond the free version, there's pro version, $20 a month. If you get annually, it's a little cheaper, like 200 or something.
Yeah.
200 or what?
For the year.
For the
But the enterprise one, the highest one, is it just because it has more tokens, or does it have some additional value?
Their pricing works in a way that you have pro version, you get weekly limits of tokens that you can burn.
How many tokens in limits? No?
Actually, yeah, it is hard to refer to that directly, but they further cut it down to 5-hour rolling windows of working sessions. So they are cut in a way that in 1 week, you can spend about 10 full 5-hour window token limits. So how it works? For example, yeah, but easier and more visual, it is to go to the I lost mine. Here it is. So what do? I frequently visit the page usage, where I can see where I am, how much tokens I have. So here it shows that I have spent 46%, yeah, for this week, a bit small. And how it works? Weekly limits, yeah, for all models, and then there is a current session. So right now, these comments I had run, they spent only 3%. So I can give much harder and more complex prompts. So I think you can already comprehend, right? Because I didn't, I already written some like text in the chat. They spend the least amount of tokens, but when it reads and especially when it writes big scripts and runs them and checks whether they work correctly, then he spends more tokens. But even then, you can comfortably work like for 1 hour, and in 1 hour you will finish work like for 1 week. That if you would be doing it manually, or for I don't know 2-3 days if you would be working in a chat version, like copy pasting here and there because it directly works here. Yeah, and so this makes you some kind of a superhuman in that card, and these all models. So again, total limit that fits about 10 these 5 session limits. So like in a work day, as they are 5 hours, let's say you start in the morning, you can have like in 1 day 2 windows of 5 hours, and it is comfortable for full-time work in like average load. But if you are like, for example, programming, or you're running in parallel few researchers projects, then your tokens might burn in higher rates, and especially in programming, it spends much more tokens. So the next pricing tariff starts at $100 per month, and it has just 5 times more limits. The next one is 200, and similarly it grows. Then there is enterprise. At some point, there is a flag of whether you allow for Claude to use the data that you have generated for further trainings. Because if you allow it, your data, like inobfuscated, like not your direct numbers and so on, but they will be in the training data set. So for you, it might be bad. Or for example, for your enterprise. In that case, you better go with the tariff that lets you remove your data from training pool.
But it also has limits, right? Still has limits.
Yeah, the maximum goes like 200. Next level, enterprise, is where where your company just puts money, real money, like thousands of dollars, and they burn directly those dollars in the same pricing, like it was for $20 per month. This amount is converted. Those guys burn tokens, I don't know, in a crazy way. So right now, I only came to the limits. I feel like I can burn full 1 week limit, like in 3 days if I work like according to those windows. Like I spend all the tokens in 1 hour or half an hour and wait for next hour. So I'm changing my schedule. So when the next window opens, I burn again. I'm running heavy tasks. And this way, in 3 days, I can burn everything. In that case, I'm considering like maybe I should move to the $100 tariff because it's worth it. Because I'm doing like in programming, at least in programming tasks, it is worth it.
Do you have any questions?
Sure, no, it seems like I have understood it, but I need to practice. Thank you.
Yeah, hope you.
Just a question.
Mhm.
You said if I missed it, how this one, like how do you do with this one, the survival and stuff? Can you explain the procedure itself, how they do it, and then how you check it? In other words, do they use the other software to run the survival analysis, or do they run it itself? I don't
It runs R script.
R script, right? So
Yeah.
they run R script, then get the result. Then
Yeah, yeah.
But it streamlines the process so you don't have to copy paste and
Yeah.
okay. Got it.
Thank you very much.
So-
Bye.
Do you know what status look like?
It-
Instead of one kinds of startup?
I think it should run because all the programs actually run via terminal. Just when we click, they run the commands from terminal, so it should run, I believe, but I didn't check yet.
Stata is a bit different than ours. So
Yeah, we'll need to see that. Yeah.
The session is recorded, so you can come back and go through, try your own way. And then if there is enough interest, maybe we can do more sessions in the future. Maybe in 3 months, completely new things. Maybe next day.
Yeah, every week there are like minor updates that are worth reading. So yeah, I felt like we are doomed. We will lose our jobs and everything, and AI will be doing everything on its own. But currently, I feel like it just extends hands of those who use it. Like you get 10x more effective, and who do not use, they stay the same, and they will drop out from the market, and you will be leading, and you will be competing with other guys who are quickly learning how to use these tools and make it effective.
Oh, that make it like 1 week work on this one.
Weekly.
Yes, agree.
Start the YouTube channel. It's recording.
Yeah.
Такого меньше, да,